communities reveal the brutal effectiveness of these forces in erasing distinct cultures and identities. The transatlantic slave trade and cultural eradication. Perhaps the most widespread and significant cause of the disappearance of specific African tribal identities was the transatlantic slave trade. Millions of people were forcibly removed from their homes, often from various and distinct tribes with unique languages, customs, and religious practices. Once in the Americas, they were deliberately mixed with people from other tribes to prevent communication and collective resistance. This deliberate act of cultural and social mixing, coupled with the brutal conditions of slavery, meant that over time, their original tribal affiliations were lost to the generations that followed. While they retained a shared African heritage and created new, creolized cultures, such as in the Caribbean, Brazil, or the United States, their original tribal identities effectively disappeared. The case of the Maroon communities. Maroon communities were societies formed by escaped enslaved people, primarily in the Caribbean and the Americas. They created independent settlements in remote, often mountainous or swampy areas where they could live freely. These communities were a powerful symbol of resistance, but their existence was a direct threat to the colonial system. As a result, many Maroon communities disappeared after facing relentless military campaigns from colonial powers. For example, the Jamaican Maroons fought a series of wars against the British. While some of their communities survived and exist to this day, others were defeated, and their members were killed or in some cases forcibly deported. A group of defeated Maroons from Trelawney Town, Jamaica, was famously exiled to Nova Scotia and later to Sierra Leone, a journey that led to the permanent dispersal and transformation of their community. The Herero and Nama genocide in Namibia. A more direct and tragic example of a community's disappearance is the Herero and Nama genocide, which took place in German Southwest Africa, modern-day Namibia, between 1904 and 1908. After the Herero and Nama peoples rebelled against German colonial rule, the German military, under General Lothar von Trotha, issued an extermination order. The German forces systematically hunted and killed tens of thousands of Herero and Nama people. Those who survived were driven into the desert and left to die of starvation and dehydration, or were imprisoned in brutal concentration camps. This event is recognized as one of the first genocides of the 20th century. While some members of these groups survived, their populations were decimated, and their social and political structures were shattered, effectively leading to the disappearance of their independent societies. The Black Seminoles of Florida. The Black Seminoles were a unique group in North America, formed by a fusion of escaped enslaved people and the Seminole Native American tribe. They built their own free towns and lived in a vibrant, syncretic culture that blended African and Native American traditions.